Hey everyone, welcome to Flexibility Script. This video is going to be going into some work that can be done to help improve your wrist mobility or any issues dealing with flexibility and restrictions within your wrist. There are a lot of things that can be done in terms of addressing the soft tissue along your forearm to help give some freedom and range of motion improvement to your wrist, along with some band mobilizations that help address if there's anything happening within the joint capsule that can help clear the joint so that it can be able to it's usually in flexion that you'll have the limitation. But let's say you've done that and you've worked on creating some distraction too. There's some simple exercises that can help improve the actual range of motion and control of your wrist. The movement is fairly simple. It involves you just making your wrist move in circles, but as you're going through these circles, you're going to be doing your best to create a little bit of tension through your range of motion. Anywhere from 20 to 50% is ideal, so that you're not just rolling your wrist around. You're actually creating some tension, and that tension will help create a bit of strength into the actual wrist joint. By the end of it, you usually will feel that the wrist will feel more mobile, along with feeling very warm, like you've increased blood flow and circulation and increased the stability along the wrist itself with the actions that you'll do. I'm going to show two options. I say option 2 tends to be a little bit more on the intense side. Really great if you are not really moving your wrist so much during the day and they're always in a stuck position. Like I'm doing this because I'm just imitating typing on the computer, so that if they stay stuck, it's really a lot of injury prevention is really based off of getting some movement in there and creating some strength within the joint. And if you don't use it, you lose it type of approach. So if you're not really taking your wrist through ranges of motion or doing exercises that really work the range of motion, there's a good chance that as we age, you may keep losing it if you're not using it. I hope that made sense. So really simple. You see my hand here. I'm going to be taking my other hand, I'm going to wrap it around my forearm here, right below the wrist, and that's just going to be to help give me like that that stability around the whole, to make sure that the motion keeps coming from the wrist and not the elbow or the shoulder trying to help me out. So I'm going to have my elbow at my side. My hand's going to be right here to trap my forearm. My hand's nice and open. So option 1, all I'm going to be doing is I'm taking my hand, I'm going to be bringing that pinky in towards me. And usually you'll see that you'll have more range here and not much here, and that's normal. And so I'm going to be coming out, coming pinky towards me, then I'm going to open out nice and slowly. I'm going to take a step back so you can see my hand nice and slowly. Once I hit that end point, I'm going to start flexing my hand up towards me and then rotating it out, all really slow, really trying to control and engage through that range of motion. Once I hit the end point, again, I flex up as much as I can in flexion, then I'm coming out. And now one of the things that tends to happen, my hand, I'm grabbing a hold right here because it's going to give me some awareness, because the tendency is as I come in and start trying to move this way, is that I'm going to usually have that happen where the elbow is going to try to help me out, and it makes it look like I'm actually doing a lot when it's not actually coming from my wrist, but instead coming from me rotating through my elbow. So my hand is here to try to give me some awareness and some feedback as to when to not let that happen, especially here and here. That's usually the motion that you're going to want to do that. Don't. So I'm coming out, open out. Right, option 1, let's say go 5 one way, I'm going to switch, I'm going to go 5 the other. So I'm coming out, then I'm going to open out again really slowly, trying to control and trying to use as much range of motion as my wrist allows. You may not have a lot maybe on the side that you write with, and that's normal, but getting it moving, especially when you see a discrepancy between the left and the right, trying to create that balance and maybe doing more repetition on the side that doesn't have as much range. Now that's option 1, where my fingers stayed open all throughout. Option 2 is the same thing, except when I come when I come in towards me, I'm actually going to make a fist. When I make a fist, you'll end up getting a stretch not only through these forearm musculature here, but also through the hand here. So all coming into the fingers. So the stretch can feel a little spicy, just a heads up. So option 2 is just a little more intense. Again, let's say I'm going to start bringing that pinky out towards me. I'm going to rotate down, same thing. And again, I'm being really slow, trying to control all the motion. I'm really trying to go into that full flexion. And then from here, I'm going to come up. When I come up, I'm going to make a fist, bringing it up towards me. Now from here, I'm going to bring that fist out. Again, resisting the urge to do that. To make it slowly come from the wrist, then again, open out. And it's just these little circular motions here. And again, coming in. And now I'm going to come a little closer. So I'm here, I'm gonna make a fist, come in towards me, rotate out, and again, open out. Now let's switch the direction. I'm gonna come up towards my thumb. I'm gonna make a fist, bring that fist in towards me, come out, open out. Oh, I actually think I just repeated the same thing, but hope you get the picture. Make a fist, open up, and really resisting the urge to just do that. I'm not really capturing my range of motion and really challenging myself if I'm just doing this. So again, flex up as much as you can, rotate that wrist as much as you can, then open out. Again, all coming from the wrist, opening, opening out, coming in, make a fist, bring it in, 5 one way, 5 the other. You can make it as hard or as easy as you want. Again, I said aim for 20 to 50% tension through your range. And you can make it a little harder by creating more tension. So really fighting yourself, creating that isometric tension as you go through and then coming in. All really slow and controlled, trying to really make note and capture as much range, me, myself doing it as opposed to just flopping it around. So give it a shot. Again, it'll create strength, strength through that range of motion that you have in your wrist, along with consistently improving it. And it's something really simple that can be done every day, and it could be followed up. The movement that you follow up after you do something like a banded movement mobilization for the wrist, or some floss compression voodoo band on your forearm, that follow it up with movement in order to keep the new ranges of motion that you have created. All right, bye.